And the first historical person that we all know about, definitely did this kind of pilgrimage, was the Emperor Ashoka. Many of you have probably heard about Ashoka. Ashoka was as I said before, the greatest emperor probably in Indian history. He was ruling this massive Indian empire, which is larger than even India is today. An extremely powerful man. And he was a Buddhist. So he's probably the most powerful Buddhist that has ever existed in our universe. And he lived about 150 years after the Buddha. And after he became a Buddhist, he of course did precisely this kind of pilgrimage, which we're all supposed to do. And one of the nice things that he did when he went on this pilgrimage, he erected these famous Ashokan pillars in many of these places. These Ashokan pillars are like stone columns, and these stone columns have carvings on them, all kinds of carvings. But the ones that were done on the four holy sites, if you like, they often have carvings about, like, this is the birthplace of the Buddha, for example. The Buddha was born here, and then something more in addition to that. And this is one of the ways that we can actually find these Buddhist sites, because of these Ashokan pillars that were placed in those places 2,300 years ago. Not long after the Buddha, 150 years after the Buddha, is still quite recent. So Ashoka did this pilgrimage, went around the places, and lots of the very earliest archaeological evidence which exists to this day is particularly from the time of Ashoka, when he went around. So there already is one powerful example for us of what sort of people actually did these kind of pilgrimages. In the early days, most of the people who went on these pilgrimages were obviously Indian people from around India, because that was the only part of the world which was Buddhist at this time. But slowly, of course, it started to expand, and other countries also became Buddhist. First Buddhist country after India was Sri Lanka, and there's lots of inscriptions found to this day of Sri Lankans who went to the holy sites and saying, I came here, I did such and such an offering in the name of such and such a relative, and you find these kind of inscriptions all over the place. So obviously there was lots and lots and lots of pilgrims which came to these holy sites.